The big news of the day feels like this Players Union survey, NFLPA report card. And the fact that the Steelers graded horribly on things like treatment of families, F-, locker room, and we're talking about the physical locker room, F, training room, D+, team travel, D, ownership, F. Only the Chiefs owner, Clark Hunt, is rated worse than Art Reed. Head coach, though, an A. And as I read more of this, Paul, we're trying to make meaning of this. Like, does this mean anything to you out there as a fan? Is it indicative of something? Does it affect winning? If the work environment, people perceive it as not great, will it affect free agents coming here? I don't know. When I see the Chiefs as one of the teams rated way down there with the Steelers, I tend to think not. And when the Dolphins are way up there, that makes me wonder. But I guess, Paul, according to Brooke Pryor here, they go a lot by the Steelers players' review of things. And their review of Mike Tomlin is he got a 9.6 out of 10 individual rating from his Steeler players. 98% feel he is efficient with their time. The players feel he's very willing to listen to the locker room. So these are things we thought and know. I don't know, man. In
the best is they got a B for their strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
And they changed the staff. Didn't they just get rid of the guys?
I think so,
and bring in new guys?
Does this mean anything to you? Does it matter? 412
Does it matter to winning and losing is the question.
Yeah, 928-9370. One other thought came to mind is that Art Rooney is looked upon, J.C. Tretter, the president of the Players Union, says the Steelers' low grades around the facilities, quote, they don't offer what is normal with other teams. The Pirate owner gets ripped a lot.
Right.
Justifiably for not spending more on players and is viewed a certain way, right? What about this guy?
What's funny is
he's now viewed a certain way around the NFL. Like, spend some more money. Easy with a salary cap, right?
Right. But here's what's funny about this, Joe. The Pirates would probably score high in a lot of these categories because the thing they do spend money on is this kind of stuff.
Right.
But
if there was a salary cap, when I say easy with a salary cap, yeah. I mean, what would it be like if there wasn't a salary cap? We saw the Penguins. Last time they didn't have a salary cap in hockey, it was real ugly. And I wonder what it would be like with the Steelers. And that's part of the genius of Dan Rooney, is getting people to agree around the league that, hey, just because you're in New York, we're in Pittsburgh, we are of equal importance to each other, and we better share that national money.
He did that a long time ago. And that's sort of like the culture in the NFL. I think the big thing is, I was going to tell you about weight rooms.
Yeah,
When Elijah was being recruited, man, you would go to some places and it stood out like a sore thumb. Like, boy, they really don't invest much in this. Or like we went to Rutgers, right? It was right after Rutgers. It was right after Greg Schiano had left. But if you remember, Greg Schiano had Rutgers at a pretty high level for a while.
Yes.
And it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen in that weight room. Now, it's 10 years old now, so I'm sure that there's a lot of better ones. But when you walked in, it was like, holy hell, this is real. This is ridiculous. And then you compared it to others, including like come back and I compare it to the Steelers, and I compare it to Pitt. Then Haley went to Stony Brook and they put a bunch of money into their weight room. And it was like, this is like a small little nothing college, basically. It's just actually a big college in Long Island. But in terms of sports, it's, FCS and football and stuff. And it's mid-major in basketball. I was like blown away. So I could absolutely see.
Is it as important, though, to the pros who train on their own a lot and pay for their own trainers
to
agree
have
with
that
facility?
I think it is. I think it is on some level. I don't think it is. I don't think it. And the thing is, in college recruiting, I've always thought the facilities were a little overrated as well in terms of how much it mattered in recruiting. But players like to have the most up to date, the best, the most, and the problem again with the weight room, the locker room, the training room, all of whatever you want to say in the Steelers facility is that it cannot expand. There's nowhere to go with it. It cannot get bigger because they share the facility, right, with Pitt.
Right.
Which that arrangement had worked for a long, long time. But it's clearly not working now. And if they're going to make the weight room bigger and they're going to make the locker room bigger, I mean, they're going to have to move.